Hello everyone, my name is Natalia Lauk and this is play along tutorial for Robert Schumann's Soldier's March. You can find this piece on page 32 of Developing Artist Series book by Faber and Faber, book number 2. So before we start again, I'm going to give you two options. First, I'm going to play it slower and you can go ahead and practice hands separately. And then I'm going to give you the faster, more advanced version. Okay? So since it's a march, make sure your hands and your attention is extremely focused, okay, like a soldier. And you're going to command your rhythm soldier-like, okay? So if you notice the first dotted eighth note with a 16th, it's kind of a trickier rhythm to play at first. So make sure your hands are much lighter on the 16th note because it's hard to get through if you put a lot of weight on the smaller notes, okay? Or like 16th note. Let's say if you play, it's going to be hard to get through. If you play like this, heavier or faster action on the first note, and then you play like a ricochet, it's going to be much easier, okay? So let's start from very beginning. Again, the first one is going to be slower tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that was the slower tempo version. Before we move on to a faster tempo, I want to draw your attention to a couple things on the second page of this piece, or starting from measure 17. You will notice that the first page actually repeats. It's just basically twice, repeating the material twice. So measure 1 through 8 and measure 9 through 16 are kind of exactly the same. So it's going to be up to you to make sure they don't sound absolutely the same, because you want to bring a little bit more emphasis, a little bit more brightness probably to a second repetition. Okay. So if you look at page 2 or page 33 in this case and start at measure 17, you will notice that your beat 2 of the first measure of measure 17, then measure 18, it's a quarter notes. And then at measure 19, you have eighth, 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 eighth. So make sure to play the quarter notes a little bit longer, like it's a heavier step, like this. And then eighth, eighth, shorter, shorter, like this. Shorter, 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 shorter. Okay, so long, 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 and then short, 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 short. Okay, let's now try a little bit faster version, because at the beginning of this piece, if you look at the tempo marking, it says con spirito, with spirit. So it's going to be dependent on what spirit you can make convincing, because what exactly con spirito? Is it fast? Is it slow? depending on the spirit, right? But I would say the spirited, the high and uplifted mood usually goes with a faster tempo, right? So you don't want to go too slow, because slower tempo, like I played the first time, it usually portrays more somber, maybe sadder mood. So in this case, you're probably going to be full of energy and march, march, march. So let's go a little bit more faster tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you notice, I put a little bit more sophisticated dynamic markings on the second half of the piece, and especially when I was repeating second time through. I was repeating measure 17 to the end, right? So, and I started second time measure 17 with piano, right? Because I wanted a little bit more diversity. So this is more advanced version. So if you want to stick with something a little bit more simpler, it's still fine. Just make sure your touch is very energetic, okay? So especially when you're going to be doing those eighth notes, make sure you're not spinning, you're not grabbing or holding onto keys. You want your pace be a little bit more jumpy, a little bit more pump, 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 sort of like, okay? So he wouldn't be dragging his feet, right? He wouldn't go. It's not very soldiery, right? So make sure you are full of energy, and that's how you make this march work. So good luck with this piece. Looking forward for hearing